I'm not even lying. I really became a pro after learning to shorten my backswing. So today, I'm going to lay it all out for you. I'll explain why I started thinking this way and why it made such a difference. First, let me show you. My old backswing was actually really high and really big. Some might call it an overswing, but it was on the higher and larger side. My backswing from about 10 years ago looked like this when I hit. It goes 162 meters. But now, take a look at my backswing. My current backswing looks much smaller, right? But the distance is actually longer. I went through a lot of trial and error with this though. You guys will probably experience it too. When my backswing was high, I had a huge issue with the club head constantly dropping like this. To prevent that dropping, my backswing just kept getting bigger. I kept lifting it high, thinking that was the only way to keep the club from coming over here. In my mind, it felt like I was lifting it right next to my ear, but the club still kept dropping. The problem with that drop is that you end up over the top on the downswing. I hated that, but I didn't know how to fix it. Then, at some point, it hit me. Since I keep lifting my hands so high, isn't that making it drop even more? What if, instead, my hands stay low like this? Wouldn't it come in like this? I used to think lifting it like this was the way to get the club in position. But I realized the more I lifted, the more it dropped. And because lifting it made my left arm flare out like this, my body and arms weren't moving together on the downswing. My arms and body were moving separately, so my sequence was completely off. Because of that, you need your body and arms to be connected to some degree to really power through and get distance. But since that wasn't happening, it felt super unstable. If I missed even a little practice, my swing felt incredibly shaky. It felt like it was wobbling all over. You need your body and arms to be connected to some degree to really power through and get distance. But since that wasn't happening, it felt super unstable. If I missed even a little practice, my swing felt incredibly shaky. It felt like it was wobbling all over. So I decided to shorten my backswing. In my mind, if there was a wall behind me, I'd just bring my hands right to that wall, keeping them low, right to where the wall would be behind my hips. When you do this, even if you want to make a big backswing, there aren't many ways to do it from this position. As a result, my backswing naturally got shorter, and I was able to hit the ball with my arms and body perfectly connected. The first thought I had here, I had made up my mind. I believed that shortening my backswing would improve my contact, increase my distance, and help me hit the sweet spot. But when I started shortening it, my distance went from about 155 meters down to 130, 120. It was so frustrating. The contact felt decent, but the distance just wasn't there. But as I pushed through and kept at it, I realized that while I could only generate power from this one spot before, once I got used to this, I eventually felt where I could really release that power. I really hope you guys make this change too. When you go into your backswing, never try to turn your hands. Turning your hands disconnects your left armpit completely. So keep your arms and body connected in front of you and just turn your body to go into the backswing. I really want you to learn this feel. Now, what should this feel like for you? Let's say I hold the club like this. My arms are right in front of my body. From here, just rotate your body. Notice I didn't move my arms. My arms stayed in front of my body and I just rotated. So what happens? My shoulders turned 90 degrees and my hands did too. The angle here is 90 degrees now. It went from 0 to 90 degrees. There's no feeling of lifting at all. It just goes like this. Keep your arms in front of your body and from here, just rotate your body 90 degrees and then you just have to force the hit. It'll feel like there's absolutely no power in it, but you have to try to hit from that feeling. Now, assuming you hit 100 balls a day, just try this for exactly 3 weeks. Keep your elbows in front of your body and rotate from here. Keep that 90 degrees and just swing through. Keep repeating this. Then you'll gradually adapt and you'll start making much better contact. So when I was fixing my backswing, in my mind, I felt like my arms only went up to about my chest, around chest level. Rotate on the backswing to the chest and swing. I'd think of my backswing going only to my chest. For example, if I decided to go only to my shoulders, then if I actually try to go to my shoulders, my backswing ends up getting even bigger without me realizing it. Always think of your hand position as going slightly backward. And with the weight of this club head, the moment it drops, the head feels incredibly heavy. So, to avoid feeling that heavy club head, I tried really hard to keep it as vertical as possible. Make sure the head never lays down. There are so many golfers whose clubs drop like this, right? So Make sure the club goes up vertically, and from this position, practice swinging. So even if you swing with the feeling that it's much smaller and much lower than you think, in reality, it won't actually be that low. But there is one thing you must keep in mind. The moment your right elbow slips back and pulls, your hands will get too low. As long as your elbow stays in front of your body, having low hands is actually great. So just check that part, keep it low, and back. Practice this as much as possible to create a 3/4 backswing. Your golf game will get so much easier, and anyone watching will think you have a really simple, great swing. So definitely check that out. So practice this part. The biggest mistake people make here is failing to keep their arms connected to the front of their body. As they go into the backswing, they unconsciously pull their right arm. From the side, your elbow should be in front of your body as you rotate, but instead of staying here, they pull it back as they go, turning this triangle into a pentagon. That's the most common error. Instead of that, always keep your elbows in front of your body, maintaining that triangle as you take it back. That's the feeling. Take your backswing, and on the downswing, don't try to force it too much. Just feel the weight of the club head and let it drop. Just get a feel for that, and with a little practice, you can create a compact, consistent backswing just like the pros. So watch my video today and definitely give it a try.